Hi, I'm Terry, and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. It's this cute, clean and simple thank you card that I created using my Big Shot. Here are the products that I used. My Big Shot, my platform, my 2 standard cutting pads, the Labels Collection Framelits, and I used the second smallest. Get it out because I'm going to use it to show you. So I use that size. For stamp sets, Curly Cute. And I'd like to introduce to you part of a brand new promotion for April. It's called Summer Smooches. And in this promotion, this stamp set is included. It's called Bright Blossoms. And along with the Bright Blossom stamp set, there's a package of brand new designer series paper. It's called Summer Smooches, and I used this pattern on my card front. But this is just beautiful paper. It's very bright and vivid. You're going to need a 3/4 inch circle punch. And because I used 2 stamps out of the Bright Blossoms stamp set, I used Clear Block A and Clear Block, I was going to say C, but yes, it is Clear Block C. 3 markers, Lucky Limeade, Rich Razzleberry, and Tempting Turquoise to coordinate with the colors in the designer series paper. Along with the designer series paper and the Bright Blossoms stamp set, the Summer Smooches promotion also has some designer fabric brads. There's 24 that come in a case. I used several this morning for my Techniques Club. There's 3 different patterns. There's this tangerine pattern, there's the limeade pattern, and then there's the multicolored, and that's what I used on my card. For adhesive, snail adhesive and Stampin' Dimensionals. 1/16 inch handheld punch. That's to help you get the brad through the cardstock. And speaking of cardstock, I used Whisper White, Tempting Turquoise, and Rich Razzleberry, again to coordinate with the designer series paper colors. All right, so the first thing we want to do is get the Whisper White cardstock ready to run through the Big Shot. So I've already mounted this image onto the Clear Block C, and I'm going to use my Tempting Turquoise for the vase base, and then I'm going to use Lucky Limeade for the leaves and the stem on the flower. So I've got those colored in. And then I'm going to stamp them down on my Whisper White cardstock piece. Then what I'm going to do is run it through the Big Shot. So let me get that set up. You want your platform on the very top tab, which is tab 2. You want your standard cutting plate. I'm going to put my cardstock in and slide it partway in. And then I'm going to lay on the framelit to go around the flower and the vase. I'm going to lay it like that. The nice thing about stamping first is that you can kind of tweak your framelit so that when you run it through the Big Shot, it comes out nice and even and sort of equidistant from either side. And then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. So there's my frame piece. And then the next thing I want to do is create the flower. I could have stamped the flower just as it is right on top of the vase, but I like to add a little bit of interest or a little bit of dimension. So I'm just going to stamp it separately. I'm going to punch it out using my 3/4 inch circle punch, and then attach it to the top using a Stampin' Dimensional. I love to use markers to color stamps like this because you can use a multitude of colors to match your designer series paper. and just make them bright and cheerful. All right, so that is the layer for my card. Now let me bring in my card that I've already created and just walk you through the remaining steps. So I used a piece of rich raspberry cardstock for the base. I've got 2 strips of Tempting Turquoise paper that I've adhered under the Summer Smooches Designer Series paper and then adhered the whole layer together on top of the card. Then I added my layer that I created using my framelits, my labels framelits, and I put 3 Stampin' Dimensionals underneath to pop that layer off the front of the card. And then I used the Curly Cute Thank You greeting, stamped that on Whisper White cardstock, layered it onto Tempting Turquoise, and then before I adhered the phrase layer onto the card, I used my handheld punch, punched a hole and then put the fabric brad through, opened up the prongs on the back, and then adhered it flat on top of the card. And that's it. You could make several of these in an afternoon and just tuck them away. You can also change the phrase using the Curly Cute stamp set. Let me see. There's a thank you, there's a season's greetings, not sure that would apply. Happy birthday, congratulations, and thinking of you. Any of these phrases would suit, except for the season's greetings, of course, would suit this kind of card. For a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurements for the layers and the cardstock, please hop on over to my blog, www.nutzaboutstamping.com. Make sure that you're a newsletter subscriber and that you have confirmed your subscription. Unless you confirm your subscription, you will not start receiving these emails that come free twice a month. I have an edition coming out this Tuesday, so make sure you've subscribed and confirmed. You can ask me a question, place me an order, look at lots of other sample ideas, or participate in an online club or my 50/50 board. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. See you next time. Bye for now.